Alright guys, we'll get started in just a moment. Load up our YouTube career. Oh, we got five. Oh, that's right. We were saving for something. 550 we need for something special. Was it this? Was it that? Experimental science. No, that wasn't it. Oh, it was this right here that we really wanted. We wanted the aerospace tech if we're going to make a SSTO. But we're not doing that today. We're going to work on making a fueling station. So what we might want to do is spend some money on large volume containment. Those big tanks. So honestly, wouldn't mind having that one. I could use it for a hub for the fuel station. But maybe take a look at what else we can spend our points on. Maybe we'd be better off with a big old airstream. Big airstream, that would be super nice to have. And some of these construction bits. Yes, we will probably want that for our tank. That one's gonna kind of be important. I'm gonna be important. I'm gonna spend my points on that. Yeah. Yep. That's a good one to have. Because that'll give us the airstream and it'll give us some construction bits that are gonna be helpful in constructing our lifter that's gonna get our station into orbit. Hopefully. I've made something like what I'm planning. I've made something like what I'm planning in my single player, but I want to do it a bit different. And, obviously, I do things in my test world before outside of stream for one, so I can see what all it's going to take, and two, so I can make improvements on it when I do it on here. So I think there's a good number of improvements I can make to my design. We're going to work on that today. I actually came over and started a stream a little bit before I was ready, so I still need to go refill my coffee cup, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging too much at the beginning there with the starting screen. We'll take a quick look at the missions, and whilst I go finish filling my coffee cup, maybe one of you guys can suggest one of these things to clear out. Well, we can probably clear out all these debris. I know what those are. Those are like those little coupler things. Says debris right there. We know it's a decoupler. We can do those real quick. Housekeeping. And that one's going to be the same thing. Little decoupler, yeah. For the Eve mission, we have a couple of those too. 8. Okay, there we go. Now the list's cleaned up. You guys decide real quick what we want to take a look at messing with for the first few minutes before we actually get building, because we're going to need to do, I just want to do some maintenance and stuff. But did we spend much time on the Eve mission? Because we never finished doing all the things. There's satellites to be released. I'll fly that one for a moment. But we could spend a little bit of time working on the Eve mission. We have not released the lander portion, and we still have 2 more satellites to release after we get someplace. And I think I wanted to put that lander on the little moon. I'll be right back. I gotta finish up my little morning routine real quick. Get the coffee, finish my smoke, and I'll be right back. Alright, I may be fully ready to get going if I don't drop my headphones. Like I did. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a little earlier than I would usually start a stream. So I figured that might give a little bit more time for people to show up. Before I got going to the good parts, because usually good parts all happen at the end. Well, the mission complete. So let's take a quick look at this mission. What are we doing? Oh yeah. And I was trying to get it into a ghillie encounter. That's obviously not happening in this orbit. Oh no, it is happening. It is happening in this next orbit. So, cancel that. Some adjustments. No, we can't make the adjustments here. We do need to make the adjustments down here. Just want to, yeah, I think I do want to just finish off this satellite mission thing before we start building everything, because otherwise it might just get forgot about that. Oh, I know what I need to do. Focus on ghillie, and then try to get this encounter. So I think we're gonna need to do some retrograde. Just a touch, slowly. That should work out. Should work out right about there. Sure, works for me. Whoa. Small window there for orbit. I like that. I like that. Plan for that. All right. Oh, this is. I don't have like the maneuver icon to use. So let's just warp to about there. And actually, we need to bring this down right into a collision because we're dropping the lander. Not quite a collision, but a very, very low parry. Yeah. And then we'll drop the lander right there. It should be able to land on the light side, and then we'll speed back up just a touch to keep the rest of the satellites from smashing into ghillie. That's the plan. The plan. The reason I didn't. Okay, no, I'm in the right. Up to next maneuver. I'm already facing the right direction, so that last little bit in there. So how's everyone doing this morning? You got a couple viewers, but I want to make sure my chat's working. Nobody said nothing yet. Hope everyone's doing good this morning. And then we'll finish it off by hand. Oh, great. Let me flip this thing around, then we'll loose the lander. I kind of wonder if I shouldn't be landing straight on Eve. I don't know if I can land on Eve. That's the question. Theoretically, this should have enough delta V to get back off of planet and go to Eve later. So, I don't need to use those parachutes to land here because there's no atmosphere. So I'll save those later. Before I launch it, though, extend the antenna so I make sure I maintain communication with it. That would be bad. Otherwise, is this next order? Yes. Stage. The lander is loose. Oh, no, I'm on the stupid. I hate that the ring becomes its own thing and then you end up focused on it. There we go. Is that am I on the right thing now? No. Why do I not have communication with this? Extend the antenna. Do I not have a communication with anything? This has communication. Maybe it's because this has so much more antenna? This doesn't have enough antenna? That's an issue. I don't know what to do about that. I do know what I need to do about this for now. What I can do with the lander if I can't control it. Yeah, see, I'm only getting a weak signal right now. Uh-oh. That might be a doomed lander. Now let's get back to prograde. Want to bring my parry up just a bit and release another satellite. I suppose 8K should be pretty safe for not running into a mountain. Uh-oh, what'd I do? Did I just bump the lander? I did. Boom. There it goes. Alright, is it damaged? Oh, I can't even toggle its SAS because I have no control of it. Alright, so it's just gonna spin. Yeah. Fix that. Alright, well it's off someplace. I don't think it's going into orbit. Or I don't think it's landing now. No. Got knocked into a weird eccentric orbit. Alright, well if I ever get control of it, I can land it. Well, I don't know where that was unintentional. That was unintentional. We didn't damage either of the vessels either, so that's fine. And this thing's still okay. Boost another satellite. Did it work? No. Go. Get out of here, satellite. Bump you too. No, don't smack. Ooh, close. Turn around. No, not the lander. There's satellite. There we go. Turn its. Well, don't tell me I can't. Great. No communication with this now either. These yeah, no, not. Are those all direct? Not relays? Hey, Steven. Still asleep for last night. Betting on Eve is easy. Air break in. Stop. But McGilly is a good call. I think our issue here is mainly just the fact that, yeah, Eve is almost on the opposite side of orbit as Kerbin. So if we just can drop these stuff close, we'll get communication, better communication with them later. And then I can always put a couple more satellites in solar orbit. All the satellites. Are those all? No, they should be relays, but they're not working as relays as such right now. Alright, we got one more, technically two more satellites here to release. And we want to get into an Eve orbit for that, I think. Back into the Eve orbit. Or... Wait, or... Did we not... We did get one satellite in Eve orbit, didn't we? Already? I'm not seeing it. Maybe I just don't have. It'd be a relay. No, but a probe. Should be. There we go. It should be a relay now. Not working as a relay though. Yeah, see, it's not getting communication right now either. But I think it drops down pretty close to. Yeah, I mean, I could adjust this one later when I get communication with it. So I got one satellite in Eve orbit that I can leave, and I don't think, I don't think there's much danger of it being affected by Gilly with that orbit. Oh, and then I wanted to switch back to. There's my guys. There they are. These little guys. No, it's not what I wanted, but it's close enough to the thing that I wanted. Get rid of those little circles later. Rings. Oh, I'm thinking maybe I got enough satellites left to drop down to Moho. Did I? Did it happen? Do I still have communication with this one? Yes, I do. Somehow managed to keep communication with this. I don't understand why it's not relaying to these guys. Right? I mean, if this one's got communication, even though it's like, what is it, really weak? Signal strength, 1%. Okay, yeah. That's pretty bad. Gemini science probes. Oh, I'm actually hitting a... What am I hitting? One of the science probes that's in Kerbal Space. I don't even have a direct connection to, Yeah, anyway. Barely maintaining communication with this thing right now. See if we can't plan to get out of orbit here. Quick. Going this way. I just want to... Nope. See what this does. Where does that put me in solar orbit? Not exactly what I would want to do, so... What if we... Oh, this might work. This might work out perfectly. Yeah, we want to go out of the orbit that direction. Better. I just want to use the bar. That's too. I want to use the very minimal amount of effort. Escape. Very, very minimal. Oh yeah, I like that. All right. Oh, what I needed to do there was actually on in so I can check how close are we to that maneuver. Very far. Hopefully we'll still control this thing when we're there. It's gonna be a pro-grade burn. Could do science while we're here. Oh, actually our signal strength is picking up, so we might be able to get communication with our other satellites again now. There are other little things in this area. Didn't want to warp very fast, does it? You can see Gilly though. We could stop for a second and do a little science. Save those goo for Moho if we're going there. But can't do no science here? Am I clicking on the wrong thing? Oh. Am I still time warped? I'm still time warped. Ah, come on. There it is. Log the pressure data. Transmit. Where's the other little area there? Instruments. Temperature. High over Gilly. And do we have anything else? Pressure and temperature, that's the main things here. On these missions. Pretty much it. Close we to our next maneuver. 13 minutes, jeez. Go, that's all the faster we can go right there. It's okay, we're close to that maneuver. Ooh, we can see our shadow on Gilly. Oh, it automatically stopped me because I guess I'm really low. Well, that means we should be able to get more science right here. No? Still high over Gilly. Wonder what low over Gilly is. We getting closer? We are getting closer. Can't warp below when I'm lower than 800. How low are we gonna get? Actually, pretty low. 720. Let's we can do, what is it? The alt, make it force it. There it is. Force it. Up to at least 4x. That maneuver node. And I do want to, after I get this maneuver done, I do want to check on that lander. Maybe if we have control of it again, we can land it. Can you do science at this speed? Yeah, you can. Still high. This is still high over Gilly. I don't know what low or around Gilly is, but I guess find out here in a second if we're getting that close. The closest we get is 7,200. Oh, ish. Yeah. Coming to a crawl. That is pretty much as close as we're gonna get. No, we're not gonna get close enough though. You are maneuver. Was that enough? That enough? Kill that maneuver node. This orbit. Yeah, we're escaping Eve there. And now that's okay. Not super. I think the original maneuver was dropped us a little bit lower than that, but that's okay. Be able to. Gilly is ridiculously small. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But now we can. We want that map, but I want to be able to see the lander. Where's the lander at? Be sure that's the one that knocked around. There it is. Oh, and we do control it. Alright. Now we can plan for it to land on Gilly. Which I want to land on the light side, right? Oh. Get our orbit down a bit. Also, turn our wheel on. Maneuver. Oh, there we go. Sun. Ask in the sun. Do we have pressure data? We probably already did that from the other satellite. Oh, this has the a goo on it, so we'll get a goo information when we land there. This oh, we don't really have complicated controls for this, so retrograde. Also, I need to stage it so that the engines are actually active. That would help, right? These probably gonna not need a lot of thrust, so. Oh, I guess helps if I bring the nav ball up. Wow, yeah, that not a lot of thrust. Yeah. Want to come in kind of close, but not close. Of course, communications over there. I'm not going to be able to make a maneuver till about here. That's okay. But it's not going to take that much to then bring it down onto the light side. So if we warp to there, I'm assuming we're not going to have communications, but we might. So we'll try it. It's possible that some of the other satellites would actually do the job. Be nice. Oh, and of course this time warp's not gonna go extremely fast because we're apparently kind of close to getting already. Debris. We need to clean that up when we go back to the. Does your rover have our RCS? No, it does not. Our next rover will definitely have RCS. But it will have, like, instead of the normal RCS, I'll put Werner engines on it. But that's for another day. As soon as we get these missions completed, we're gonna start building the fuel station, which is probably gonna take the rest of the stream. Massive, and it might not take too long because I've already done it once, and like I said in my test stream, doing for the most part that. If you've been watching my Twitter, you've probably seen images of it. Did we make it to the maneuver node? I'm kind of curious about how our communications work. We're not to where we wanted to warp to. Warp to there, right to that point. Time warp stop. Oh, because I'm too close to the surface. Well, I know how to fix that. First, oops. I wanted to keep it there. There. Eye on this. Bring it down just a bit more. Is that too low? Am I gonna hit that mountain? I feel like I'm gonna hit that mountain if I go that low. That would be bad if I time warped and hit a mountain. I'll do that. Bring it up just a touch. I don't know. Is that high enough? It looks like it on here, but it's hard to say. And now we're in the dark. Wonderful. Not gonna let me warp this. I mean, to me, that looks like there's no chance of it hitting a mountain. What do you guys say? What do you say, Steven? We're gonna hit that mountain if I switch to another vehicle and warp around a bit. See, I need that probe to be right there. So let's speed things up here. Without the RCS, I won't be able to be held down. Okay. See? Past that mountain. Alright, the probe is, or the mission's still there, so good. I didn't even think about quick saving, that would have been smart. We'll quick save right now, though. So this might be a difficult landing, we'll see. I mean, theoretically, I shouldn't need to... Where do I actually want to get past? Actually, I want to land right there on the tip of that mountain. That might be cool, right? At least we won't have to worry about solar, or we're kind of in this depression right there at the top of that area. That looks fairly flat area. Fairly flat area. So let's plan for our maneuver for almost straight down descent onto that. Right down to the middle of it. Right there. But I can't actually zoom the map in any closer. That's how small Gilly is. That looks good. That looks like a perfect landing to me. If we get to that maneuver in 7 minutes. That up. Come on. That up. Wee-hee! Certainly got that. Wee-hee! Spin that, baby. Alright, enough of that. I'll just kind of keep the solars pointing towards the sun. So while we wait closer to that maneuver node. In fact, what if we move that over here a bit and then really just like brought us straight down. Pretty close. Boom, like dropped it right out of the sky right there. That's our plan. Drop it right out of the sky. If Gilly has a sky, doesn't a sky require an atmosphere? Dilemma. Does a sky require an atmosphere? Live on a planet with no atmosphere. Do you have a sky? Is sky just basically up from wherever you're at compared to gravity? Looking like good coming up over this. I think this is the mountain that we're attempting to land on top of, so got to be patient to execute this maneuver right at the time. This is not going to take much, that maneuver. Much time, that is, for those thrusters to reduce that. Do that. T minus, what? I'm there. Oh. Time warp stop. I'm past. That's okay. Because we can just back her up a bit. I see where we were trying to land is actually... Ah, that's so good. Good, I think Gilly spun a little bit while we're... Yeah. For that. Where are we going? Gonna land there? No, we don't want to land quite there. Want to land a little bit... There. That looks like a nice spot in the sun. Semi-smooth, right? Hard to see. Tell. That there looks surface. It looks smooth from this view. Anyway. That's just slow descent. Warping it as fast as I can, guys. I almost, yeah, I wish I had some RCS on this just so I forced the thing down faster. It's slowly drifting down. Have to remember to cancel the time warp before I try to make any corrections in velocity. That'll mess everything up. Also, good time to quick save. Kinda rocky, isn't it? Slow that time warp down a little bit because it feels like we're coming in pretty fast with it. I don't see the shadow of the rover or nothing, but maybe these boulders are actually pretty big compared to the rover, I hope. Not just pebbles. Alright, we got to... Still don't see shadow though, but I'm feeling like we need to slow down. The others, there's a shadow. Alright, we're good. We could definitely do some science right here. Temperature, transmit. Logged pressure and transmit. I don't think this will do anything, right? No. Do nothing. There's no atmosphere here. As soon as we actually touch the surface, we should be able to doop, gently touch down. Oh, now we're gonna bounce a little bit. Let's just go ahead and toggle the brakes. Might help. Slow that little bit of movement down. Ooh, whoa. Might want to turn our SAS off. Or not. Okay, that was a bad idea. Yeah, ain't no doubt. There is almost no gravity here. Oh, brakes back off. That sucker coast. Well, there we go. Gently come to a stop. Come on. You weren't kidding about needing the RCS to keep it on the surface. Let's kill this thing before we accidentally make it jump again. Now we can turn the brakes on. Seriously? Still bucks a little bit. Look at that. When it finally gets some traction. Wow, okay. We are here though, on the surface. Transmit that data. Now we can actually take some seismic data. Plenty of power here. Log the pressure data. Transmit that. Okay, here's the question. I definitely can get this over to the actual planet. Will it touch down on the planet? Should I save the Science Junior to use on actual Eve, right? Actual Eve. Science Junior, the goo unit. And of course, once we get there, if we get there, we'll start being able to use the atmospheric analysis. Did all three of these, right? At this location? Make sure. Just double checking. Oh, that one still has a tiny bit of science left I can get. Transmit it again. 4 more bits of science. Alright, we're actually going to save that decision for another day. So it's time to go build our spaceship. We landed on Gilly. We've got our satellites in orbit. And, oh, there was one other thing we needed to do. Where's our... Gotta go back to the tracking station real quick. We gotta check on, goodness. Debris, terminate. I'll get rid of some of these rings. That'll help. Terminate. Got our Duna rover from last episode. I don't think did we finish all the science with that? I think we did. Check on that. In case you guys missed it, we did land at Don Duno at the end of the last stream. I think I've done all this stuff. I've even done the materials bay on this one, I believe, already. Did I forget? Yeah, the doors are open, so we could close the doors. Means that it's been expended. Yeah. Oh, we can get a little more atmosphere data. Of course, we're not in the sun. Sun going down and coming up. Coming up. But yeah, we don't need to worry about all that. Okay. Oh, yeah. In mission 2, those are a bunch of lights. Toggle relays. Yeah, that's better. Because once those what's this? Deep mission probe landed at Gilly. That one needs its. Oh yeah, we should have changed the symbol on that one. That's a lander. Fix that real quick. Rover. Gilly. Well, it's not really Gilly. Hang on. Cancel that. Start again. It's a rover. But it's an Eve probe rover. Eventually. Because we should be able to get this off of here and get it onto Eve. I'm pretty sure. So we'll set it for that. We'll name it that for now. Or leave it named that. It is the Eve mission that we need to check on. Because it looks like it's out of orbit now. Of Eve, yes. Get out of Eve's influence. Quiet, that's what we need to do. No, we're not there yet. We need to go to there. Warp there. And of course, while we're adding days to our time, we are accumulating science back in our science lab. So that's kind of one of the other things I was doing, is kind of procrastinate until we got a little bit more science so we could purchase the big tanks. Would be nice to have access to them for parts, because I could do something with that. The other thing that would be nice to have is a Clampatron Senior. That would make making a fuel station much more stable. Such. Go further. Time warp. Oh. Faster? Alright. Now we're back into normal. Into this space. We can start planning our maneuver to drop to Moho. Retrograde. We are headed that way, so we want to plan a maneuver just a little bit ahead of us. Over this be 5 minutes? No, a little more than that. 10 minutes. It takes us more than 10 minutes to figure this maneuver out, then we're doing something wrong. Let's drop her down to an interception orbit. Oh, that's not. Oop, what was that? No. Oh, I see what the issue is. See what the issue is. That's fine. We can fix that. That's what we want to do first. I want to do this maneuver first. We got the fuel to do that? Find out. Should. Whoa. Let's just stick with retrograde here. Sure what happened there. Let's finish that burn though. No! Why are we going the other way? The heck? Oh, were we in... Yes. Okay. We'll go prograde. For a second. Stop. Ooh. That's actually just about right. It's not perfect, but I went a little past where I was intended to stop. I wanted to stop that descending node. That would have been fine. This right? Right. Ooh, that's... maybe I'm too far past it. Anyway, retrograde a bit. Make sure I have enough to actually get the encounter. Definitely not getting on this revolution. So that's gonna be a way far away time. So what I'm gonna do is add a maneuver here. Or no, that's periaps. Actually, I want the maneuver here. Where this one? Where do you? Ah. Want the maneuver like right before the ascending node. Would be a maneuver to go this way. Pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to execute this maneuver. I'm pretty sure I don't have that fuel left. I know I don't have that much fuel left. But what I will do is instead at that time when what maybe I should do is instead of even trying to do that maneuver, is just change this for a better encounter on the next time around. I don't know if that actually is possible. Kinda. This might take a few evolutions for it to fall into orbit or whatever. Yeah, see? I'd have to make some major change to it. Get anything good there. Well, I'm just gonna leave that fly. Hey, Crudo sails. The problem, it seems, is getting off of Eve. Lifting off, though, is thick atmosphere and the gravity. Yeah, if we were gonna get off Eve. Now, fortunately, our rover is on Gilly right now, and it only needs to get to Eve and land. It doesn't need to get back off. But we're not gonna do that right now. We are actually this time going to go back to the space station, Space Center. I'm gonna leave that mission for another time because it's got very little fuel left, and I do want to get it to Moho, but I should have renamed it before I left it, but that's okay. You can select a place in your orbit and do warp here. Yeah, I definitely know about that very big, but I'm also trying not to warp too much time because I've got multiple missions going on, and I don't want to miss things. Mainly we need to go check on our science station rover, because it should have a bunch of science for us now. Because we've been doing a little bit of warping, to get some maneuvers done. And yeah, see, good thing I come check on it. We're completely full of science. Transmit that science. Takes forever because there's so much of it. Warp for that. There we go. 498 science sent. Do we have anything to fill up? Can we fill up any more science here? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've exhausted everything here, right? Last time I've added science, it was from our shuttle that we touched down on Mimnus and brought back up here temporarily to give us some science. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is we need to send a guy down to Mimnus to grab some science if we're gonna put more science in this. And that would be nice to put more science in it. It'd also be nice to send this thing on to another system. I mean, that is why it's called the rover. It's not meant to stay in Mimnus forever. At Mimnus forever. Before we send it on, though, I do want to give it a little refueling lander module thing, and take one of these away, or two of these away from it. And that's all we need to do there, is just grab that science. Now, it shouldn't give us a bunch more science to purchase. Two more things we can use while we're building our fueling station. What would be useful most for the fueling station? Well, not that. Although the modular girder section XL would be kind of nice. But this is the one I was thinking, is the tanks. Yeah, that's just engines. The tanks, or what is this one? Gives us the hub max. Oh yeah, this is the one I want right here, because this one gives us Clampetron Senior. That's the one I really must take. We still got enough to get large volume containment anyway, so we'll do it. There we go. Now we can build a really cool space station. Okay. Now that we got those giant tanks, let me check something here. How big are these things right here? Massive. Do we have a... How does these look on top of it? Goofy. Looks pretty goofy, doesn't even connect. Okay, do we really want to use that big of a tank is my question. myself. What other tank pieces do we have? Oh man, I got so many options now. How many left to do some these are only slightly these are basically the same thing except they got a flat side. 3.5 meter wide object. Now my original design used these tanks now as the core component with regular clampetrons on it. Now how big is this guy? Clampetron Senior. I'd like to use it for, yeah, wow, okay, because I'd like to use it for the connection. So maybe we'll start with our huge tank here. Where's it at? And put our Clampetron Seniors. Those even work on the side. It's not even gonna let me stick it on there without an attachment point. Dang it. Dang it. These guys right here. Symmetry 6 could be what I'm looking for. And then a Clampetron Senior. Maybe? There it is. Not get it to... There it goes. Oh goodness, that is... Those are big. Those are really big. Gosh, that oh, just looking at trying to figure out if that's really what I want to do. It's not too terrible, but I mean those docking ports are like overlapping, so that's not going to work for my overall design. So I'd have to at least move them out. A little bit. At that point, and the only reason I need to do the 6 is for the symmetry of what I want to build. I'm thinking maybe I should stick to the original design. I would love to switch up to the Clampetron Seniors for stability. Oh, such a... Man, I gotta use bigger parts then, though. All the way around. Well, I don't know if I like that or not. For my hubs. But I need like 3 of these. Yeah, 3 of these. And then like each hub was gonna have some stuff on the top or the bottom. The bottom would actually have another Clampetron Senior. Doesn't look like it even attaches properly there. I don't really like that tank because of the way the other tanks we got here. Let's scrap that for a second. Let's take a look at a different kind of tank for our central thing, maybe. Biggest tank we got. Well, obviously those two are the biggest tanks we got. Problem I have with these is that curved in top and bottom. I don't know if I like that or not. I mean, I could put something on top, bottom, you know, like Something like that. Or I could use one of these guys right here. Non-monopropellant. Maybe monopropellant. Oh, because that's like the thinnest one. And then that would give me the monopropellant tanks. And then go with you think the clamp the senior is like bigger, wider than that even, isn't it? Yeah, it's like wider than that thing begins to be. Oh, we have this adapter here. We have this adapter. So we could do some. I got an idea. Got an idea that might work out the way I want it to. So if we start with that, we put one of these on top. Come on. One of those on top. Why don't those stripes line up? And we put one of these on the bottom. And we put one of these on the top. Go. That'll allow us to convert down and put that on there without looking so goofy. And that'll be our tower. And we will do the that dart. Here. A new engine. I don't think I've seen that one before. Arrow spike dart liquid fuel engine. Huh. Well, we'll think about we'll worry about that stuff later. Focus on this. Trying to say, we will need the not there, not attachment, radial attachment points in the middle here, and the Clampatron Senior. That. Yeah, well, let me think about something for a second here. If I took the Clampatron Senior is about the size of the tank I'm looking for. Another, well, a smaller tank here. Small flat tank. It's bigger than these, right? Yeah, it's bigger than those. What's the next size up is these guys right here. What if we did? What if we don't even use that bit? Because on the bottom, what I'm thinking is we just need a Clampatron Senior. There, is that the right way out? It's upside down. It is, it was upside down. Like that. We'll have an extension that comes down with our engines on it that'll be used to move the station around. Put trusses to push your 6 symmetry out. Use trusses to push your 6 symmetry out. Okay. I was thinking tanks would work nice because then they, you know, sort of dual purpose. Extra fuel. Yeah, more fuel storage. That is the purpose of this thing, is massive, massive fuel storage in space. Don't know if we'll be able to get it up there full of fuel or not. Probably not, but this is what I'm thinking so far. We guys as our core module. Now, the of course I need the Tempotron here. Like so. And these four on the outside won't get used for the actual porting. I'll make 3 of these central modules. Like one of them will have. They'll either have a habitat. Where is it called? Not a habitat, but. All right. Then we'll put one of these things up here. And then we'll have one of these on top. And then we will duplicate. Oh, now the problem with this, problem I have with this is this doesn't really look like it. It actually does touch and connect and fairly solid there, so I'm okay with that. Can I put one of these giant docking ports on the top of this? Have it look okay? No. So instead of having one of those there, we don't even need that. We just put that smack on top. Sure. Alright, then we need... Where's our root part? Time to reroute. Add... No, we don't need to do anything. We just need to add another clamp. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Right there, like so, and then we can reroute. Our root part there. I'm going to change it to there. We can pick that up. So copy, paste, copy, paste, and then this top one, instead of having that module, would have a science module. Oh, you know what? I know what. Hold on. For this Clamptron on top, we need a materials bay. Cargo. Bay. Thing. Where? There. Payload. That's what I'm looking for. Payload. Throw one of those bays on there. Because one of the bays will have like all of our instruments and computers and stuff like that. The other bay will have all of our power storage, and then the third pylon. Third pylon. We'll just call it that for now. Is going to have our science lab. Gotta have a science lab. Wait, no, it's under science. I'm like, what? All these extra things. There we go, science lab. And we'll give it the docking port right on top too. Alright, that's the 3 main pylons of the new space station that we're designing. Now we need the connectors and arms, legs, and all that stuff. Building a triangle space station. So far I think that's going to work out. Thing seems pretty like it'll be pretty solid, I hope. Almost want to move that dock just in a little bit so that when I dock the pylon things to it, or not the pylon but the legs to it, the tanks would almost touch. We might try some of that. Probably make that adjustment later in the build if I remember. Not super critical, so. But now we need to build the arms. So those are going to be tanks. Do we want to use for the arms? Connectors, or I should say, or whatever. Yeah, arms. My original design, I used the big orange tank. Problem with that, actually, that's not a problem. Because now I could do... That's what I was thinking. Something. Problem with building this portion is like it's really hard to build it. If I just make if I just make the symmetry right. Oh yeah, I remember what I need to do next. I need to make the tug. The tug will be right on the top. Consist of an giant RCS tank for the most part, or two. The RCS tanks. That one. That one. I keep it as thin as possible, but I also need it to have the port on the other side, so how can I do that? I guess I'm gonna have to have the bay. Put all the workings into. Like so. And just because I know that I ran into an issue before with this, I wanted to be able to connect on both ends. Where is the port here? It'll connect from either side. Also need to add all the stuff in the bays down here before I forget too. So let's just do that while we're doing bays. Start with a power bay down here. This one's gonna be all power. Throw 5 of those into there. And then take these, put them in. Symmetry 8. There, and like so. Yep, the only purpose of this is to have power. Oh, and you know what? I kind of want to actually have its own control. Be nice to have each one of these pylons have its own control. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. I shouldn't need to. Tug will have the control when it needs to have control of it. Second bay. The science bay. Just gets every bit of science. Start with the There we go. But got face the other way, and then we'll put all of our extra science on the side. Down the middle. Of course, a goo. And since we have a science lab and we'll have scientists, it does not need more than one goo. Because it can be reset. We throw one of these scanners in there. I'm not sure that that's the appropriate place for it. That might be better off to be on like the little detachable satellite that we'll build later that has the material scanning and stuff like that. Definitely do not need the atmospheric sensor because it's not going into an atmosphere again once it leaves the atmosphere. No reason to have stores. Yeah, pretty much all we need in there. Pretty much all we need in that little in there. So we'll close that one up. That's all we can put in there for now. No other science modules that we have. On up to the next one. This is the tug. This is where the control needs to be at. Our guidance system needs to have plenty of power. So it needs to have a big reaction wheel. Need the big one? Can we get away with this little one here? I'm actually thinking the big one would be better. The difference here. How much of a difference is it? This gives 30 torque. This gives 15 torque. Maybe with that is when you close it, it pops through a little bit on the doors. Thinking if I actually don't need that much torque. I don't need that much. Yeah, good. Oh, I do know what I forgot to do is I want to put RCS thrusters on these things to help when I go to move them around. Or do I? Or do I? Well, one way to see how that's gonna look, how that would, if I, the center mass is really close to the top of these things. So when I attach, I'm just thinking, because I gotta attach the tug. Well, no, I could attach the tug to the top of these. Well, that would make moving it in and out and spinning it really easy with RCS. But moving to left or right or up or down, I don't know. No, I think we'll be fine without the RCS on these pylons. Is that the right word? Am I calling it the right thing? Pylon? I'm envisioning things correctly? Okay, we'll put that back. But it's going to take a lot. I'm thinking it's going to take a lot of torque to like turn these things much. And if I added a set of these guys, right here, that would allow me to get the rotations that I need with RCS. And then having the tug attached to the top. In fact, we can't really check that. Actually, we can check that if we take the... Well, if we finish the tug out, we need to finish the tug because it doesn't have all of its weight yet. Finish the tug real quick because it's going to need a couple batteries and solar panels. Solar panels, and of course it needs its own sets of RCS thrusters. And shoot, I need to figure that one out. Its center of mass be pretty close to this tank. Need lots of thrusters on this because this is to move our things around. Oh, also open that back up because we can put some more RCS tanks inside here. These guys right here. Extra mono propellant piled into there, and that's going to shift our weight even closer to the center of everything. Good. We can actually be able to do that reroute. Did I get everything? Okay. Now if I... Oh, didn't quite get to the right route there. Route all that to there. Disconnect that. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. That's our tug. It's got controls in there. Yeah, the computer's in there. Can't see the computer at all now because of those RCS tanks. That's okay. That's okay. We should still be able to like rename it somehow. You kind of need to be able to click that computer at some point, maybe. What if I move these slightly? Also, that will. Can I click the computer? Right at the top, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Now I can click the remote guidance. You can rename it if I need to. Okay, if those tanks are down a little bit, because that actually puts our center of mass exactly where I want it. Move these solar panels. Oh, dang it. Solar panels down a bit. They're more centered up in that little panel there. And we need our RCS thrusters. There's these little guys. I'm actually going to put them right there. Right there, yeah. And instead of moving the RCS thruster down a hair, oops. What I'm going to do is bring these tanks down until the center mass is right there. Perfect. Actually, we can move these out away. Like that. Oh, not quite that much. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Turn our center mass off. Close that up. Did I forget anything on the tug? Have I forgotten anything on the tug? It's got RCS. It's got a little bigger than I would like it to be, but oh well. Or a little taller than I don't know. It'll be alright. It will be alright. And I can steer it from either direction. It's got the Clamptron Senior on the top. I'm tempted to throw some small clamps on it just for be able to connect up to other places on other vehicles that are older, that we use smaller docking ports. That's what we're trying to say. Smaller docking ports. Do I want smaller docking ports on the side? Just for giggles. Docking ports would be here. If I was gonna do that, I would need like one of the littlest ones. Maybe one of the little ones. Like here. And then one of the normal size ones like right around here. That doesn't even, yeah, that doesn't work out very well. In the middle of the other docking ring? That would be hilarious. Yeah, that doesn't even really go anywhere good. I mean, I could put the little one on to be able to dock it with the science station rover. I don't think there's any reason for any of that, because this thing is only to move around the parts of our... Did I still not get that? Oh, let's double check our center mass again, because I didn't have that one piece off of there. Nah, it's still good. That was very... Yeah, must not have made any difference, really. Okay, there's our tug. Now, the tug itself... And we got that. That's our center. That's the core components of the station. Ugh. Now we need to build the disposable lifting rig. That's gonna have one of these on it just so it can clamp to that. Then we're gonna go with a tank? Need a tank? I don't know. I don't think a tank is what we want there. We need something round and lightweight, maybe. Probably want to put controls on it too, like its own. It should have its own brain so that it can dispose of itself later. Let's think about just using that for the center part lifter. And then what we'll do is we'll come off of that with some I-beams. Or do we have the really long truss? No, we didn't get the really long truss, but we do have the really long I-beam. Okay, direct. Go with the 6 symmetry. Bring that up. Up to the top of our tank. I don't know if that's going to bring us out far enough. Maybe. Maybe. And then we need some... Maybe some kind of tank here too? Like the big tanks? The little... Something big and round. Yeah, why don't we think about that for just a second? Did that. Gonna be able to get out far enough away from that? Barely? Barely, we might need to move some things a bit. To their extremes. How far out can we come with this? None. Barely touching that tank already. How far out can we come with this? None. We do need to come down though. A little afraid. Not out far enough there. No, we're not. So instead of using the little tank in the center, what if I use a really big one? Big round something. Or like a cone. What if I used a cone? Get any bigger than that? Do I have a bigger cone than that? Probably on structural. Yeah, this thing. There. That looks terrible. That's a terrible idea. Go with one of those. And we need to come out. Out. Could use the big Kerbidine tank. Well, these guys to get us out there just that little bit extra with the one I-beam. I could just use 2 I-beams, right? Could just use 2 I-beams. I liked the other. I liked it with the little round tank, littler tank. I don't need to add that much. I don't want to add too much weight to the lifting structure itself. And at least this would have fuel for lifting. We will go with 2 I-beams, what we're going to end up doing, I think. Symmetry 6. Good there. Rotate. Not that way. Rotate that way. And well, we don't need the second. We don't need the second one to be quite as long, right? We only need to get just a little bit further out there. Let's just do one of these numbers to make sure that it lines up perfectly. There we go. In perfect alignment. Now that we can do that, and hopefully those will stick together without an issue. Flex at that joint. Yeah, right? The thing flexes in Kerbal. There's our little tank again. Start with one of these little ones. Just get on the tip there, and then we'll do the move trick to get it perfectly lined up. Now we should be far enough out there to build our arms. So our arm is going to consist of... Let's go start. We obviously need to start with the clamp docking port. Yeah. I'm going to go on the top. And I want RCS tank. Big one. Oh, here's a question. Do I want... Yeah, I want 6 arms. 3 to connect and 3 to have the engine segments on. Like I did in my test thing. Then we're gonna make orange. We're gonna need to make the orange tanks, right? Big orange tank. And we need a middle section on these guys. Because these are going to be long, longer than the ones that I originally did. You know what else I want on these guys? Those right in the middle. Yeah, I think that's where I want my reaction wheels for this whole monstrosity. That'll give us a nice center point for stuff. We need another pink, or no, I mean another orange. Orange tank. And a second RCS tank, just to give that perfect symmetry. Yeah, there's our arm. The connectors. Of course, we just need a docking port on the other end. I feel like I'm missing something here, but maybe somebody will point out what I'm missing. Trying to think if there's something better that I could have in the middle here than this giant reaction wheel. Yeah, make sure those are on there right. Yeah, they're on there right. Those go on there, and those are on there right. Yes. Okay. We're gonna throw one more. One more tank, I think. Another orange tank on there, yeah? Oh, goodness. It's getting long. Now, there's where I think we need our engines at. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Okay, this is I'm actually going to end up doing something slightly different here, I think. The lifter might have to be brought down a little bit and have one of the top pylon on top of that lifter, because I mean, I don't need that much. The other question is, am I going to try to send this all full of fuel? That's going to be a thing. Because my thought here is I need to put the engines like right here. I could throw another orange tank on there. I just hate to have the engine section be that long. Oh, I know. But I will throw another orange tank. 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 There we go. Another orange tank. Now this is where we'll have... How expensive are these compared to decouplers? $980 compared to a straight decoupler is $550. It's not that much more expensive. I'm just gonna use it because it. Oh, because. Oh, actually, those are upside down. Be that way. Are these ones right? Those ones are right. I don't know why those decided to place upside down. Let's make sure these ones are correct. Those are correct. Alright, now we throw one more tank on the bottom of these. Well, coupler first. Where to go? One more senior. Now we throw the engine section on, which is just one more tank, the little silver variety. Yes, this is gonna work out good. Alright. With our main sails. And then take that. Duplicate it down. Actually, like with all that. Need a little one For one, because all that fuel up through there is going to feed down to this engine, so it doesn't need to have much of a tank. In fact, it could just be a decoupler and an engine for the extra boost, and a mainsail, so we can use the fuel in the... Gosh, and those almost line up, don't they? I mean, if I brought the I-beams down a little bit. Very close to lining up. Bring it down one more tick. Yeah, that's fine. It's in the docking port, but it's still fine. And how close to lining up is that? Ugh, close enough. Close enough. Brought that down. Brought it in a bit too. That is something I should do, is bring these in so that they're just barely outside of the... Squeeze it in a bit. Make sure we have good part overlap so there's good connection on these truss things up here. Alright, that looks good. Our engine alignment down here, really close. Really close. Good enough. Good enough. Okay, so if you haven't figured out the plan by now... Oh, right, thank you. Space station's looking good already, he says. I like that kind of comment. But if you haven't figured out what I'm doing here is... There's 3 central pylons, right? So the space station's going to be shaped in a triangle. Each one of these arms, connects to 2 adjacent... ports on each of these pylons to form the triangle. The remaining 3 arms connect to the bottom of the pylons, and then the engine segments come off, and 3 of those engine segments connect to the bottom pylon, or the bottom tanks that are extended from the bottom of the pylons for the engines if we ever wanted to move the space station. Now, the other interesting part is the way that this works is if I launched a second one of these, I can put them together back to butt, basically, and I'll have a giant space station that's very stable as far as, because of the triangle design. Triangles are very stable, geometric shape. How are we doing on time? We're at the 2-hour mark, but we're going to go over a little bit. That's why we got an early start today, so we would have the time to go over. I do have to get to work my day job a little bit early today, so that's why I wanted to make sure I got an early start today. And this is just the building of the space station. Putting this thing together is going to take a whole nother stream. Because once we get into space, we've got to move all these bits around to assemble it. And that's the fun bit. Not really. What if I did something really crazy here? One of the other things I like to do... What we got? How did these end up not lined up? You see that? You know what I'm talking about? I think it's because that should have been placed there. Oh, is that being silly as far as picky goes? Now these sections right here, these double tanks, these are completely disposable. So we'll want to figure out a way to dispose of those. I almost want to like throw some like just throw in a bunch of like little controls. Their smallest control thing. Like, you know, just like stick a bunch of these little probodyne cores on it so that I can just control it just a tiny bit, just enough to deorbit it. I don't know. Probably being silly. Or put a little docking port on it with a little, and then make little probes that I can attach to it to like to force it to deorbit later. Don't forget the probe cores for the sections. Without a probe or tug spacecraft, you cannot control the parts. Yeah, there is actually a tug spacecraft right here. If we look, that's our tug. This right here is our tug. It's got a big thing of RCS, and then if we open this up, it's got 8 more of these 150 tanks, 150 RCS tanks inside there. And some RCS thruster ports. That should be all it needs to get around. Also inside there, you can't really see it because of the monopropellants. There's a reaction wheel, the remote guidance system, and some batteries. And of course, it has some solar cells or solar panels to make sure that it keeps its batteries charged. But that's our tug. And so that's how we're going to control all of our bits. The one thing I do absolutely need to add is this little top section that's eventually going to become free. Needs to have its own control. And the way I'm going to do that is that throw a hex unit on it. Throw some batteries in there, or a battery, and we'll use the bigger battery at least. Battery, and cap it off. Where's the caps? Aerodynamics. Boop, boop, boop. And gone. Okay, so that's got some control, some power, and of course it'll need an antenna to keep communication. Do I need? I don't need like a relay antenna, just like a control antenna to control it, right? Hey Red Machine, hey Carson, how you guys doing today? Welcome to the stream. We're working on a space station right now. It's going to be a filling station. That's why it's got so many fuel tanks. These are the arms that are going to connect these pylons together. They're also going to have these engine sections on them eventually. These portion of the arm is actually disposable. These bottom 2 orange tanks, that's a disposable part. Oh, you know what I could do is I could actually dock that, redock that to the to this thing, and when I'm done. Interesting. Give it a couple engines and send it someplace. But yeah, we need an antenna. So where we're at with this, it's got to have an antenna on it somewhere. And I'm wondering if I really need like a big antenna, or if one of these little guys will do. Just like smack, there's an antenna on it. So it'll be able to receive yeah, yes, I can put small rockets on the side, and I actually intend to put some small rockets on the side. First though, I want to give it some more aerodynamics, but I want to do that while adding more fuel. So we're going to use these cones on the top of the sections. That cone on the top of those sections. And then we'll just tip that off
with a round nose. Smaller round nose. Where's it at? Where's the top? There it is. Our good old aerodynamic cap. Cheapy aerodynamic cap. And lightweight. Oh, get that out of there. I don't want that random part floating in the air there. Yeah, we might end up putting some smaller rockets on the sides of these. Down here. That will feed off of, Alright, I'm liking this so far. I mean, we're gonna have to put struck the heck out of it. Obviously. I'm curious if I've got enough lift to get this up. I mean, these center sections are a lot heavier than my first design, and there's a lot of fuel, a lot of weight up there for just these 6 mainsails. So I don't think that's gonna be enough mainsails. Also, don't forget solar. Yes. Thank you. Solar panels for the main vessel are going to be Gigantors, of course. And we want... Alright, let's think about this for a second. I put them right on the outside like so. Do one there. One there. There and there. Do I want them on the inside too? I do actually want them on the inside too. It's a lot of solar panels, but you're making a mod for KSP? I've been told that this mod's already out there, so but my thing is I would really love like rotation points where you could have a motor and it would rotate. That way you could make robotic arms that, you know, or you could also make like things that swung out of your cargo bay. Like you can make a mining drill that like swung out of the cargo bay, and then, you know, that way you could hide some things, make things a little more real. That's my thing. But I'm told that the mod's already out there that has something pretty much just like that. What else would I really want for a mod? Hard to say. I haven't got to the modded portion of Kerbal yet. I'm not doing much mods. The only mod that I've got is a visual mod right now. And well, I've also got the dark multiplayer mod installed because in case somebody wants to play a multiplayer game with me. I've never tried that, by the way. I've never tried the multiplayer mod, so I don't know. And then I think I'm gonna use the move tool just to kind of snap these guys so that they're perfectly symmetrical all around. That guy's up a bit. Guess that's perfectly symmetrical. Whatever. Just doing one of these should get them all. So. There we go. That makes it that just so we don't have any slight imbalances to this thing. Infernal Robotics. It's called Infernal Robotics? Oh, the one that I'm talking about. The mod that I'm talking about. Yes, I think that does sound familiar. Awesome. So my suggestion would be look at that one and figure out how to make it even better. I like the probe robotics and things like that. What else? I think there's probably already a hydroponics mod out there. The problem with me suggesting mod stuff is I don't know what's already available. I haven't really looked at it yet. So I can tell you that I would love to see something that made it. What am I trying to say? That made interstellar travel have a point, like like just going way off, and going to a whole nother solar system. And I know that there's not that, right? Like you can't once you like exit the Kerbal solar system, there's nothing else out there, right? So if you could make a mod that made something that made interstellar travel first possible, because you'd have to like add whole solar systems other places to go to, and then a purpose to do it. Not compatible with 2, but it's not compatible with 1.2.2. Well, there you go. Do everything you can to make that compatible, because that sounds like an awesome mod I would love to have. The robotics is to have those pivot points. Love to have some pivot points. Motors. And just give me some electric motors. Actuators is the technical term I'm looking for. Actuators, because those allow you to control exactly where they rotate to. So if you say rotate 90 degrees, the actuator will rotate exactly 90 degrees. And, of course, there's a lot of controls and things that are going on behind the scenes to make that happen. But all right, so that's good. Oh yeah, almost forgot something super important. We need a dock right in the middle of these guys. We also need extra docks on here to be able to dock other ships and things to them before I forget. And those need to be the normal size dock. The regular docks, where are they at? I almost forgot that. I mean, that would have been a major fail. We're going to put some... why don't we do these 3 symmetry here? And ideally... Now the problem with... Get in there a little bit. I think the problem with putting it on this rounded section here is that it's going to like have a slight tilt. Yeah, see, it has a slight tilt to it. Do I care if it has a slight tilt to it? It might not be bad, because docking large ships to this, I will probably want them not to be... I don't know. Trying to decide here. What if I brought it down here? Because it doesn't have the tilt. Switch it down to 3 symmetry? 3 symmetry. And then use the move tool. Bring it up. And out. And bring it out more. No, it won't let me. It won't even allow me to pull it out any further than that. Okay. That look all right. Now, the one on this side is going to be facing in and probably won't get used anyway. Or those line up, yeah. Do I want them to line up? That's a good question. I was actually thinking I would want them to be... Ugh, that's not going to work out. Because then I would need to go here. Then we're back to dealing with a tilt. Or if I bring it to there, now it's too hard. It's too far down. I want it to be close to here. I want it to be close to there. What if I did that? Moved it as far down as it'll go. Are any of these on a better axis? And then moved it out and down as far as it'll go. Now it kind of cuts into the tank there. I'm up a little bit, maybe up, out. That's as far out as it'll go. If I bring it up there, actually that's not bad. That's not bad. Not a bad location for it. And yeah, I wanted them offset to the other things because what I'll do is this docking port will face the inside of the triangle, so that one will basically not be used for any kind of a large vehicle dock. I could put like a small fix the tilt with the rotate mode, and then the tool move hold shift for the next for more precision. Fix the tilt with rotate mode. The tool next to the yeah, I know it's the rotate is up here. Hold shift for more precision. I did not know I could hold shift for more precision though. But I'm pretty happy with the rotation and location of those now, so we're gonna leave it there. We'll leave those there. The other problem with that is I need to duplicate it down here on the other modules. So grab that, bring it down here. This 3 symmetry. I gotta move in. I want it to be there. Let's 3 symmetry. And then move it down as far as it'll go. Wow, that will go down a lot farther than I thought it would. Nope, nope. Move it like that. Oh, we're in wrong symmetry mode anyway. Only one there. Need 3 symmetry. There we go. Stick it on there. These aren't really important that they be perfectly in the same, perfect alignment between each other, because these are not going to be used as connection points for the actual structure. These are just connection points for docking ships. So we don't have to worry about that, thankfully. This is the one I need to adjust the out on, right? Yes. And down. And out. There we go. That's as good as that one's gonna get, which is fine. I like it. It's alright. It's alright. Moving on down to get that last one in. Out as much as possible, down as much as possible. Out. There we go. That looks like the same as before, same as above. Same as above, so is below. Alright, now we got those little docking ports on there. Now we got those docking ports on there. We're gonna need a few docking port juniors because we have some junior stuff out there, and we're gonna need little ships, little lander ships, time, little satellites need to be able to dock. So we're gonna put a couple of those at the tops of our modules, and we'll do the same. We'll do the 3 symmetry, and we'll try to opposite symmetry as the regular ones, the normal docking port. So we got the seniors, the normals, and the juniors at the top. All right, looks good. There. Grab another one of those and bring it down. Do those here. Ooh, do we want them there? Do we want them there? Do we want them on these sections at all? Maybe we only need the small docking ports on the side section. And if we do that, if we're only gonna put the smallest docking ports on the science section, should we do it in a 4 symmetry instead? I think we should. Bring it right there. And of course we will want to move it out as much as possible. Out that way one, out that way one. That should look good. Make them stick out as much as possible. Oh, that's too much. That is too much. Dang it. Dang you, docking port. Why couldn't you? We put it there? Is that alright? Is that alright? Okay, think about... Well, those are connected, that shouldn't matter. Just want to be able to move it out really easy without the snap. And have it just barely touching in, or no, just barely inside the section, and then move it. That's actually too close to the large clamp on the top. To bring it down. What if we covered up one window on each side? Heck with that. I'm going back with my original plan here, which was to place him on the angle over here. In 4 symmetry. Down just a little bit from the top. I would really love to have that just pop out just a bit. Make connecting, or to make docking slightly easier. We will try this one more time. Just out this way and out that way. And then take the snap off. Just move it this way a touch, that way a touch. And if we look at this line right there, try and get perfect symmetry around. I think that's good enough. Because even, you know, if something's off even just like a millimeter, you can end up inducing this twist as you're trying to launch. We don't want that. We don't want no twist. Twist is bad. For this anyway. Alright, so there's that. We've got power. We've got solar. We don't have communications. Not have communications. That's what I'm forgetting. So, communication. The tug is going to just use these little guys right here. Just 2 of them on either side will do. Right there. Will it open up or down? I'm going to rotate those. Wrong rotate. There we go. That rotate. That is weird. That usually indicates that there's something blocking it when it won't open or close properly. Hope that's not the case. I don't know why it's staying extended like that, but we're just going to start over. Rotate. Go right there. Once those are extended anyway, they shouldn't need to go back in anyhow. So there's communication there. I mean, the main base should have some kind of communication, right? Did I put like a couple of these on? I like those. They got a 15G rating, and that is as high as anything else that I have. So I don't have the better antenna anyway. I'll just use these. These are fine. And we can, I don't know if I need a bunch of them. Maybe I could like just do one. Like here. And I really should do symmetry, at least of 2 at least, I suppose. Put that kind of close to there and then retract up just a hair because I want to make it look like it misses that. That looks good. We'll do that on each section here. Oop. What did I press there? Wrong key. Wrong key. Symmetry 2. Did we get where we were at? We were down about right there. Why does that one have RCS and the other ones don't? Oh, that's interesting. Because we probably put those on and then didn't duplicate that. So we should do that real quick. Looks like it's something about right there. Ah, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, good thing we noticed that while we're messing about. It wouldn't have been super. It wouldn't have been mission canceling, but just want the antenna, not the whole section there. Something like that. There we go. Now we got plenty of antenna power. Plenty of antenna power. Lights. That's the thing I always forget. I always forget lights. Now, where we want those lights, actually, right here. Now right here in Symmetry 2, oh Symmetry 6, because we're going to go on all 6 of these pylons. Yeah, because that's going to face, and I only need them on one side, really, right? Because the other one's going to be the bottom side. If I just want to light up the top of the pylon, right there should be about right. And I actually want to tilt it back a little, don't I? Want it to be there. That's going to face the pylon. We need tilt back a little bit, I think. A little bit more. Maybe 1 notch more on the snap to rotate. Like that much. Almost looks like it touches the solar cell. Let's move it lightly forward. Perfect. Ish. Looks like when I placed it, I didn't get the rotation. Oh no, because when I moved it, it snapped weird. I'm gonna bring it right up about there. Yeah, that move kind of like throws it off a little bit. So, not do the move in snap. Let's just leave it right there, and we'll take a copy of it. Bring it down here, and we should be able to just rotate it on one of these axes. Get the right angle. Yeah, there we go. Oh, nope. Gotta go all the way down here. All the way down here. Yeah, so the light's at the other end. There we go. And before I forget, there's got to be a big port. Yeah, there's got to be a big dock on the side of it, center side of this. Okay. It's gonna let me do that. I might have to use a connection point. The docking port senior. Great. Really not letting me place it where I need to, so I'm gonna have to use the stupid connection point. Gonna go like right there. Oh, you bugger. Alright. I need to place it on a specific one and modify it there. It's this one, I think. Yeah, that's the one. I want that out just a touch. But now I should be able to throw a docking port senior on there. The reason for that, I need a place to attach the tug later. Because these ends have to be free to be able to clamp in to shape. So I gotta have some kind of docking port in the middle of it. Which is almost making me wonder if like maybe one side of the tug should have been a small port and this should have been a small port. That's gonna look goofy later on. I like the way that looks. I mean, is it gonna hurt anything if I move it in a bit? No, not that. That. I mean, it does look pretty goofy, but what are you gonna do, you know? I'm just wondering if there's something I could put there instead of the, there's something I could put there instead of the thing, like maybe a tank of some kind? And if I did, what tank would I even put? Obviously, we wouldn't want something with a lot of weight. I mean, would this even, like, work? Just to give us an attachment point. Kinda would. I was just curious if that would go on there like that. And it does. Get it in the right spot, it would actually even probably work. Alright, but we're not gonna worry about that. We're not gonna worry about that. The attachment point, what's the attachment point weigh? 0.04. Not that big of a deal, I suppose. That is going to induce our rotation that we're talking about a little bit. But nothing can be done. Nothing can be done. Yeah, I should also... This would also be a great place to put an opposite side as a regular docking port. Where's it at? The regular docking port? The clampetron, like right here. Nice thing about that, it doesn't require that attachment point, at least. And then that would, actually, this would be the one I would want to adjust if I was going to do the move. Bring it out. And that would allow us to give it, well, give us, you know, extra attachment points for stuff that needs that attachment point. Oh, yeah. What am I thinking? We need a way to attach some of these engines to the side. Do we want to attach engines to the side? Oh, side mount engine. Oh. Yeah, well, obviously I need to have that. Otherwise I'm not going to be able to tug it around. Duh. That's why I had those. I knew there was a reason I had to have docking ports on the sides of these engine modules. Is probably going to require more attachment points. Going to be kind of do it from here. Which one do I want to place it on? Get on this one. Ah, yo, undo. Hold that. Want to do the move. Docking port senior. Facing the right direction? No, that's upside down. You know, if I got those to like perfectly line up, would they clamp when we put it on? Oh, hello. Emojis. That's, I mean, I don't know how to read that other than say emojis. If I get these like stupidly close, would they? Ooh, no, undo. Grab it and move it. If I get these stupidly close, would they dock on the pad? They are pretty freaking close. Can I bring them out just a bit? No, I can't bring those out a bit more, but you know what I could do? I don't want to bring those out a bit more, but I could. Bring these in a touch. Oh, look at that. That. Make sure I'm editing the right one here. Move, I want to move that. I want to take the snap off this time. Down a bit. Don't understand why they don't perfectly line up this direction. Actually, they do perfectly line up that direction. Those are perfectly aligned. If I got them any closer... Those are practically touching. I don't know if you see what I'm up to here. Alright, you know what? It's time to save this thing. Cool. Save that. I'm just gonna throw it on the launch pad just to watch it fall apart once. Unable to launch. Ah! Able to launch. Unable to launch. What do we need to do here? We need money. We need to upgrade something. Money's not a big issue. Upgrade that. Baby. Upgrade our vehicle assembly bay. Fully upgraded. Okay, now we're fully upgraded. Question is, this thing's probably fairly expensive. Ooh, we have just enough to test the launch here real quick. The launch, I mean, I know it's just gonna fall apart. I know it's just gonna fall apart on the thing, but I just want to see something real quick. So they don't have any struts or anything on it. It's probably just gonna fall apart. If it doesn't, then I've done a much better job than I imagined. I've done a much better job than I imagined. Look at that. It's almost stable. And those do look like they clamped. Are they clamped? Yes, they are docked. Ah, ha, ha. That's actually really good. That's really good. That means that all of our fuel will be shared between all of our engines the whole time. I think the way I'm going to attempt to do this is I'm just going to throw a whole... To do the initial launch of this, I think we're going to just use a bunch of solid boosters. I'm surprised it's sitting here on the launch pad so stable. Should we just see if it'll take off? Just a test? Maximum thrust and go? Oh, there's no fueling? Why did no fuel there? That was not receiving any fuel, apparently. Those 6 engines are not enough. So why is this one not receiving any fuel is my question. Clearly, the mainsails are not. Oh, we're going to tip over. Yeah, let's watch it blow up. Let's watch it blow up, just for fun. Boom! But I know this was what you guys really wanted to see, right? Massive, massive explosions. Yeah, see, that's an issue. That's an issue that we're gonna solve. Revert to vehicle assembly. So why is our engine on the bottom not getting fuel? That's a question. Use fuel lines helps get around the problem of docking ports. Oh, so the docking ports are cutting the fuel off? I thought the docking ports would allow the fuel flow between. But if that's a problem, we will need to do fuel lines, I suppose. So, would that do it? Would that be all I need to do, maybe? But then it's only gonna pull fuel from that tank. Maybe we need to do like, what is it? Crossflow enabled? Disable crossflow? No, it already has crossflow enabled by default. I mean, it seemed like the middle engine was the only one that wasn't getting power. Maybe I've got this on backwards? No, I don't. That's right. I don't know. I just want to see if that fixes this little issue. Let's see if that fixes the issue of the main engine not getting power. Not getting fuel. I'm gonna check the fuel flow out on this thing. So let's see if our main engine will fire this time. Yeah, we're getting fuel this time, at least to the main engine. The question is, where is that fuel coming from? It's coming from this tank. Coming from that tank? It is. Is it coming from this tank? It is. Okay, it was just, that's all I needed to do to fix that. Is it pulling any fuel from out here, though? No. I don't really want it to pull fuel from out there. That central engine can just stay on and use the fuel out of all the center section. That means it'll have fuel a lot longer than the outer sections. It does drain fuel pretty fast. Remove docking port in my last message and replace it with separator. Separator below it is right, yeah, the separator is supposed to separate it from that stage. To keep it from using up the fuel. Right, so I just needed to do what I did. That's the only modification I really needed. To get that main engine to fire. Alright, so let's revert that. I still think I'm gonna need some struts. I'm still gonna need some struts on this, ain't I? Really? I imagine that it will need strutted. And I don't want to have to keep relaunching it. Check on all that. Let me think for a second about this. Needs to have a way to deorbit. Docking port there will pull the fuel out of those. No problem. This needs to have some kind of little tiny engine on it to be able to deorbit, basically. Like these little tiny twitch do, or the spiders. Spiders on the outside so that it can get out of orbit, basically. Do it on this one. Useful for power problems. The center settings. Turn on advanced tweakables, then right-click on the engine and turn on the field network. Ooh. We might need to do that at some point, but I think we solved the issue that we had with this so far. So far, that should do for deorbiting that. Because it does have a, if I recall, yeah, I put that advanced probe core in there, which has its own reaction wheels and stuff. And it's got an antenna. Should be good. Should be good. Put the antenna inside the cone. We don't even see it. Like on side. Oh, whoa. On the side of the. There, now we won't even see that antenna. And we're good. We're good again. That should be good. Should be good. Struts. That's what we were working on. Struts. So I'm thinking. Come from the inside body here. Do a 6 symmetry. Out to the center of these orange tank. Why does that not seem to work? Oh, because I'm an 8 symmetry. Eliminate symmetry. Goofball. Oh, hang on. Music stopped. Let me fix that real quick. Oh, that's the one we just listened to. You don't want to hear that one again, I'm sure. Okay, we'll do this one. Make sure I'm in the right side. Here we go. 6 symmetry, yes. Up to center there. How does that look? Pretty good. Pretty good. And might not need it, but I'm going to do it anyways. We're going to put some struts right here. Do that also down here on the disposal tanks. And we'll do another 6 symmetry from out to there. One more down here. And one final one right there. Is that enough struts, guys? Is that enough? Actually, you know what? Let's remove these ones. Remove those because I just remember I'm gonna be putting a bunch of solid boosters down here in a second. And that should solid boosters, and we want the big ejector things. Where are they at? Big ejector, long ejectors, these right here. Get it stick out good. Work on this one. With some kickback. Or is it kickback? Yeah, kickback solid fuel boosters. Pretty good. Let's move it down just a touch. There we go. Then I'm going to strut this one first. At the top, anyway. Right about there. Right up to this line. And then before I do that, I want to just hit this with a move tool just to force it. Little. So that way when I copy it, come here, copy you. And I can just toss it right there. Nudge it with the move tool. And I know I'll have perfect alignment. Same thing with this one. Nudge it with the move tool. I can just get a hold of just the... There we go. Oop, too much. Back up one. Go. That's looking good. That is looking good. There's our boosters. Do we need more boosters? No, that's the question. Do we need more solid boosters than that? 3 solid boosters on the outside. Around the outside, around the outside. I could like throw some extra main sails on here if I really need to. But I want to see how this works out first. What do we got? 6 and 6? What's the 6 or 6? Oh, those are those up there. So no, we do not want those to fire at the same. Spiders. Those little spiders are for like blast stage. And these should actually be firing at the same time as all of that. All that should fire at the same time. Then this one is separate from all those stages. So that's just to drop that center engine. Which would be nice to drop before we get into full orbit so that it falls back out of orbit. And any fuel that we don't use from that engine that's extra fuel that'll remain in our main space station. I don't expect to get it to orbit with full fuel. The idea is that we will eventually refuel it with another ship that we will put together that will go down to Mimnus and gather fuel from Mimnus, because it's pretty easy to get off and on Mimnus for fueling purposes. So let's save that again. You guys can think of anything I am forgetting. I think I remembered lights. Sufficient lighting? Ooh, maybe I don't have sufficient lighting. Thinking about something. Thinking about something else. We are going to want some lights that will light up the central core as it floats off. It'd be better to put them here, maybe. I think that would be better. That should light up that center area really well. As we're that way we can see our center mass drifting away when we release it first, because that's what we're going to release first. Drift out of there. That is really tight. We did make that really tight, so that'll be interesting. And I wanted it really tight because I wanted this clamp back here. Ooh. Now that I'm thinking about it, isn't that going to just try to clamp there as I'm pulling the center section out? Well, we might end up we might have to assemble this slightly different than I was thinking. We'll see. We'll get into space and then we'll figure it out. That's the way to do it, right? Get it there, then figure out what the problem is. Not the way to do it. Lights on? No, the other place I wanted lights. The other place I wanted the lights actually around the tops of these. I don't need a ton, I just need like almost feel like they should be right there, but they're kind of in the way of the docking port then. Stick out too much. Or maybe the lights should be on the bottom facing up. But I feel like that's what I put these lights here for. Do I have enough lights? Do I have enough lights? I'm gonna light that up pretty well, I bet. Have two facing it, two lights facing location there. What I'm gonna be missing is lights on the outside. What do you guys think? Where am I missing lights? Let you guys think about that for a second. Oh, we are at the 3-hour mark. I gotta wrap this up pretty soon. I want to wrap it up with another test launch, though. I'm gonna go with I think I have enough lights. I'm gonna go with I think I have enough lighting on it for now. Got solar panels, we got power, we've got science, we've got communications. We don't need to worry about any of that. We don't need to worry about that. We don't that. I think we're good. I think we're good. We are good. We don't have a command module anywhere. Doesn't really need one because it has the computer from the... Oh, yes. Where's our... I was just thinking, I just realized something. If I don't have any kind of command module on the station, I don't have any kind of guidance or computer system on it at any given time, then the science station is going to shut down. So we need to have some kind of like just basic computer on here somewhere that we can... I could stick it in there with the batteries, but I wouldn't be able to see it. Could stick it in the science. There we go. I'll put it in with the science module. That makes sense too. Put it into the science module. Right underneath the but just give it just enough space. That looked like, yeah, the door's still a little open there. It doesn't look stupid. And then I can stick that there. There we go. There we go. Got a guidance system in there. So that when the tug is not attached to the station, the science lab will continue to operate. Because it won't operate without some kind of command module of some sort. Either a computer command module or an actual command module. Now the interesting thing is it doesn't have to have anybody in the command module to keep the science station working, but it does have to have some kind of command module. When the tug's not attached, I wanted to have a backup computer system on there. So there we go. We got that covered. Let's see how this flies. See how it flies. Save it and just give it a quick test. I'm pretty sure this is not going to get anywhere into orbit. We're probably going to have to make some adjustments, either drop some fuel or add some more boosters or something, but I have a feeling we're not getting there with this. But we'll give it a quick test. Wow. Just barely starts to move with full thrust. Full thrusters and all of the solid boosters we got on it. We might need to add more solid boosters. The nice thing is we got tons of liquid fuel. I mean, literally tons. I don't know how many tons. I would say 13 tons of fuel. Or 130 tons of fuel. Maybe it's 130 tons of fuel. But we're almost out of solid boost here, and we're still gaining some speed, but it is solid though. I am happy with the rigidity of the vessel. Drop those solid fuel. And we are losing. We are losing speed. Not even gonna get close to getting any kind of an orbit. But we're gonna have to wrap it up at this after this test. If you want, guys, I will let it just play out. We'll see what happens. Oh, sorry about that. I'm just gonna let this play out a bit. We'll see what happens. Pretty sure we're gonna continue to slow down until we like can't maintain a trajectory of any kind. With all that debris crashing back down. I mean, it seems like it's pushing up, but oh, we're gaining speed again. We're gaining speed. Is it possible that this could get into orbit? Is that a thing? Is that a possibility? Is that a possibility? Keep an eye on that. Don't burn and fuel. I mean, even if we burned out all the fuel in these outer sections, I'm not even worried about it. Not even worried if we get to orbit with no fuel, because, like I said, we're building a fueling ship later to refill this thing from Mimnus. Or we could even go capture a satellite, or even go capture a meteor to refuel with. Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? I mean, now would be the time to start doing some tilting if we were going to be serious about getting to orbit. Doing a gravity turn. Wow, we're actually climbing good. It's because because we're dropping so much weight from all the extra fuel that we're burning off. We're actually now getting some altitude. Look at that. Look at that. This could actually get into orbit. Go prograde. Stop it right at the 90 marker. I need to check my fuel levels here. Getting running out of fuel in the central stage or the outer stages. So this might actually be a time when are those going to shut down? I mean, we got the docking ports there, and they are docked. Why wouldn't these continue to thrust? I mean, maybe they will. Maybe they will. Oh, yeah, we're getting way up there. And I actually would, if I want to do the maneuvers, I want to kind of do it in a higher orbit. So, okay with that, just continuing to push on out there. Oop. I'm shocked that this is... Turn the lights on. Oh, yeah, there we go. So there's our issue. We've run out of fuel in the outer stages, and somehow these are not feeding out to those stages. These are completely out of fuel. This should be completely out of fuel in there. Oh, it's not, but it's working on being completely out of fuel. And how are we looking on orbit-wise? Should I keep this? Should I keep this? I don't think so. I really want to get in orbit with more fuel in this. More fuel in this. It's not that important. It's not that important. Like if I brought this down now. Started just doing this burn. Right there. And can we time accelerate? We can't time accelerate while under acceleration. Of course. And we could stop for a second and redistribute our fuel. So we would have all 6 engines available to us when we got out there. Because that is a considerable amount of fuel left still in the main portion of the rocket. We could just let our engine continue to thrust us out there. Seems like that might happen. But I did want to, like I said, I did want to drop that center engine. I'm just not understanding why these aren't feeding fuel out. Hold Alt, right click on multiple. Yes. Yes, I do know about how to redistribute the fuel. Let's do that. Let's redistribute some fuel real quick. So we Alt click that one and we go to these outer 6 engines right here. Where's the one that actually had the fuel in it? Where'd it go? Did I unclick it? Must have unclicked it. And then I just tell this one to go out and it'll fill up all that stuff. Tell this one to go out. It'll fill towards that other stuff. Out. And of course I'm filling back in some of these other stages, so occasionally need to do. What I should do though is sections 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and transfer all that fuel into this one. Pick your lives at the hypothesis. Yes. Yeah, we'll do that. That's why we're redistributing our fuel right now. I don't know if I should keep this launched though. I really want to get into to orbit with more fuel, but I feel like this has been a pretty good success, so maybe I should keep it. Like, this is not a terrible this is not a terrible situation to be in for this fuel station. Particularly when I was already planning on doing some refueling from this anyway, so does it really matter if I get there with any kind of fuel left? Let's transfer into this tank from all those. Okay, and then we've got one more set of those 3 up here. Yeah. That one and that one, and we're gonna fill. Oh, dang it. Accidentally right-clicked something there. Did I get them all 6? That all 6? I think it's all 6. Then we're gonna fill. I've clicked something that's not a tank. Dang it. Alt. 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 Okay, there we go. Now we got all the tanks. Go into this one. In. Oh, apotheosis. It's not apotheosis, like the Greek god or the whatever, the apotheos. It's not like apotheos. It's apis. Apoapsis. Thank you. I'm terrible at that. Apoapsis. Did I get it right there? Apoapsis. Are we up? We are at our apoapsis. Speaking of, get rid of that engine. And come on, get there, get there. We have a little bit of fuel in all engines. Hopefully this won't twist us up too much. Ah, X. Yeah, we twisted up there a bit. I didn't balance those engines out, right? So let's stop that for a second. Need fuel in our other engines. Alt. That's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. That's an engine. Alt. Ah, dang it. In. And I need some in this one. Who else got fuel over here? Fuel. In. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Losing it. Losing our time frame. Need more fuel. Who's got fuel? Who's got fuel? Who's got fuel? In. A little bit of fuel. Ah. I gotta ignite here. Pull up a little bit. Oh, we still got an engine out. Shut you down. Come on, get over there. Get over there. Get over. Ah! Okay, so it can be done. It can be done. We're really close. Low thrust gimbal will work. We're gonna call this a no-go though. I'm gonna call this a no-go because I can fix these little minor issues with some with replumbing and stuff like that. We'll call this a simulation launch. We'll call this a simulation launch, and we will relaunch this at the beginning of the next stream. Wednesday. So, kind of anticlimactic there. If you want, we can watch it crash back down to Earth. Or back down to Kerbin. We totally could have got this, I think. There is fuel left. There is fuel left. Ooh, very, very little, very, very, very little. Maybe we couldn't have got this. So we'll say this is our first simulation. We're going to need to add a little bit of fuel, a little bit of replumbing, and be a little more efficient about our launch. But I think another 12 solid boosters, probably. Yeah, another 12 solid boosters to get us that initial speed, to exit the atmosphere, and then some slight plumbing to make sure that our outer engines keep fuel. And I think it's probably just a matter of... I don't know why these didn't feed across. I think they should have. But we might turn on the advanced plumbing thing like you were talking about before. So let's just watch this crash. Just watch this crash. Watch it burn up in the atmosphere for the end of the stream, for the finale of the stream. Wow, we're at 3 hours and 15 minutes. I did not intend to go that long. Do I have time to get ready for work? I should. The lights are on. Oh, you know what else I didn't do? I didn't set up groups to extend the solar panels and all that stuff. Now, usually I would have the solar panel do the abort thing here. On the abort. Ooh, we're gonna burn up. We're gonna explode here in a second. Coming into the atmosphere. Good and hot. Good and hot. Ooh, there goes something. Oh, the solar panel that I extended. First. Now it'll be good time. Why not just turn those engines on just to give us a nice spin. And we're out of fuel. And we're out of fuel. Watch this thing spin to its death here in a second. Turn SA off while in deorbiting makes more chaotic. Oh. Turn SAS off? Okay. We'll do that. Oh, goodness. Look at all that heat. Look at all that heat. Boom. There goes something. Starting to break apart a little bit. Is it going to like actually impact? It is. It's going to impact surface instead of breaking up in. I figured it would break up hitting the atmosphere. You can hardly lose anything coming through their atmosphere. It's just gonna like smash into the ground very hard. Very, very hard. It's not really gonna be in the daytime either. So, oh well. I just can't do too much about that. So guys, take note on what to fix. What to fix? Fuel issues. Fuel issues we need to fix. And we need a little more. We need a little more delta V to get into the orbit that I want. The lighting is not as good as I would like. So I'm going to add a second set of lights on the in there, so that when we are undocking our central core. Okay. It's like, where's the frames? There. Oh look, there's a piece that. Boom. Okay, no, never mind. Is there a piece that's left? A couple pieces of stuff left. Oh, there's a couple pieces over there, landing down. Debris. Boom, boom. All right, there we go. All gone. All gone. So we will revert to the vehicle assembly. Good simulation, good simulation. What to fix? Real quick, we grab those lights. Put a second set right here, so that we can light up the whole center area when we're with those. Okay. Action groups. Do I have custom action groups? Yes. Yes, I do have custom action groups. Now, on our custom action group, we want all of our solar panels, like all of them. Toggle. 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 Now those are our outer ones. I'm going to actually put the inner ones on a separate group so that I can retract and extend them separately. Well, obviously, so that while this thing is sitting waiting to be assembled, I can extend just the outer solar panels to keep the batteries charged. Toggle solar panels. And this set. All those solar panels. I could put the no, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Oh, the lights can be toggled with their own. They have their own action group. Lights has its own action group already, and those are already all on there. Not gonna worry about that. What's the other thing I said just a second ago? Oh, well, yeah, the whole having the extra thrusters. Having the extra solid thrust at the beginning was the other thing that I said would be nice. In a bit. Can't quickly, maybe real quick, just do these additions so that I don't forget to do them at the beginning of the next stream. It's the only reason I'm doing it right now, so I'll probably forget otherwise what I needed to do. And if I do it right now, then I'll be ready to go as soon as I start the next stream. Did that? That go right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're good. These two solid thrusters are going to be really close to each other. Maybe. I don't want them to... No, they're not touching. They're not entirely touching, so that's good. Good enough, I'm saying, is what I'm saying. Oops. Dang it. Is that where they're supposed to be? Yes, that's where it's supposed to be. Alternatively, I could put these closer. Put this closer there. I mean, it's okay if those are like super touchy close. But I need to do that with this one as well. I need to make sure that I'm working on this rocket for I'm doing these modifications. So that and that. Oh, grab this one again because I need to make sure 100% that I placed it on this rocket body. And then I just need to tweak them a little with the move tool. And if I move that back just like that, yeah, there we go. Minor touching right there, but I don't think that'll be a big deal. I need to do the same with this one. Touch it that way, and then move it back one. And we're good. And just to be safe, what if we take and grab these guys, move them over one notch each? That was 2 notches on this one, wasn't it? Yes, it was. There we go. There she is, guys. There's the triangle fuel station ready to launch for the next stream. So tune in Wednesday in the morning, probably around 11ish. We'll get started. Probably, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later. But again, most of the fun stuff happens around noon. That's when we start getting into the good bits usually. So lots of time to show up. We will probably also take a look at that Eve mission again at the beginning of the next stream. Or not the Eve mission, the Moho now headed to Moho. And we're gonna launch this baby. We're gonna put this baby in orbit next time. But there it is, she's built. She is built. I'm pretty happy with this. So far. I hope you guys think this is cool, because I think it's cool. I think it's very cool. We got our tug, we got our pylons, we got our arms, we've got our engines, we've got all of our connection points, and hopefully we've got enough Delta V to put it where we want, in orbit. So don't forget to come back. Yes, Mr. I need to head to my day job. That is correctly. That's why I said it didn't take notes. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. If you guys think of anything that I've forgotten, you can be sure and remind me. Next stream is for Kerbal is going to be Wednesday. We will be back tomorrow. Wait, what's tomorrow? Monday? We'll be back with something tomorrow. I don't remember what. Oh, 7 Days to Die. We're doing a 7 Days to Die in the evening tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing in the morning. If I'm doing it in the morning. I might not do a morning stream tomorrow. I have to look at my schedule. Pretty sure I don't have a Monday morning stream scheduled. But yeah, so 7 Days to Die tomorrow evening is the next stream. The next Kerbal stream is Wednesday. There'll also be an Astroneer stream between now and then. That's probably also going to be Wednesday, like early morning, if I recall. Yes, there'll be an Astroneer stream early in the morning, and then right after that, we're going to switch back to Kerbal again to launch this fuel station. So if you did enjoy the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe so you can know when I'm going to be streaming and when I release new content in the future. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.